organized crime. And to simplify it for your audience, what RICO is trying to prove that there's a criminal enterprise and that someone at the top was ordering basically soldiers or employees at the bottom to make sure that they were coercing people to pay money, breaking legs. You've heard the term whack before, when it gets really extensive. I think it'll be interesting to see what this verdict comes back, but I think it was a potential overcharge. I think that the prosecutor got a little aggressive here. Did Mr. Combs, P. Diddy, have certainly issues in testimony where we're seeing that sex trafficking, prostitution for transportation-related prostitution, was there evidence about that and just some horrible video? 1,000%. But was Bad Boy Records a criminal enterprise like, I'm giving some pop culture references here, but the Olive Oil Company in The Godfather, or El Polos Hermanos for those Breaking Bad fans, the chicken store that was really a front to be able to do some criminal-related activity around these freak-offs and the sex trafficking? That's a heavy bridge to get over, and I have a feeling that's really why this jury has taken the last couple days to deliberate specifically on that count.
I want to keep talking about that count as I bring these live images down there in New York, because it could be very complicated, especially for not just the jury, but people that have been following this so closely. Talk to me about the instructions that the judge would give to the jury when really dissecting all of these counts. What kind of consensus would they have to come to make sure that that charge actually sticks? And let's talk about the penalties that come with it if he were found guilty of racketeering conspiracy.
I'm going to start on the backside of that. 30 years to life. That's why this is such an important charge. That's why this is so important that the jury's doing their duty to determine, are they going to send Mr. Combs to prison for 30 years to life for running a criminal enterprise? That's the issue here. And as far as the jury instructions that they've been reviewing, it gets into a lot of wonky legal terms called predicate acts. And what that means is that there has to be more than one person. So Mr. Combs had to be directing at least more than one person. There had to be evidence that he was directing more than one person to do acts like sex trafficking, like arson. There was some evidence that apparently he had to another competitor to ended up burning another competitor's car. Those are the types of predicate acts to try to show that Bad Boy Records was a criminal enterprise. But to get to that, as compared to, and by no means underplaying this, that these freak-offs were a criminal sexual-related behavior to sex traffic, where the real issue is, were these women being coerced instead of giving consent to have these sexual relations? Now, just from what I've seen in this trial, there's a ton of testimony. That video that happened to Miss Ventura is going to be something that I'm confident this jury was looking at closely.